OnePlus 9 Pro. It's finally here. We got through a whole year of lockdown and we finally have the successor to one of my favorite phones from last year, the OnePlus 8 Pro. Now this year, OnePlus really wanted to focus on its cameras. OnePlus had everything down last year in my opinion, that's why I loved using the 8 Pro so much. So, if you're not fully caught up with the OnePlus 9 Pro, OnePlus basically partnered up with high-end camera manufacturer Hasselblad for its cameras. On their website, it says that the OnePlus 9 Pro was co-developed with Hasselblad, which we'll talk more about when we get to the cameras. Now, one of the biggest things that I noticed about this device is how great the device felt. It feels really premium and small, even though it's a pretty big phone. It's just really narrow, which makes holding the phone much easier and more comfortable. Now the OnePlus 9 Pro uses a combination of glass and metal, and I have the morning mist color here, which is pretty much a mirror at this point. It collects so much fingerprints, and quite honestly, it's really hard to film with. So as soon as I unboxed the phone, I slapped our channel sponsor dbrand on the back with the robot camo skin, which makes the phone matte, but also unique looking. Now each robot camo skin from dbrand is uniquely cut, so not every skin you're going to buy from them is going to look the same. So if you want to pick up your own robot camo skins, check out the first link below or go to dbrand.com/HeyMarkL. So inside the 9 Pro are flagship specs. It's using Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage, as well as a 4500 mAh battery that's now capable of charging up to 65 watts using Warp Charge, which by the way is included in the box. But I also have their new wireless charger, which by the way now has a detachable cable that's capable of charging the 9 Pro up to 50 watts, which is insanely quick. The wireless charger that I checked out last year could only charge the 8 Pro up to 30 watts, which is still pretty quick, but 50 watts is on another level. Alright, so the OnePlus 9 Pro features a 6.7-inch AMOLED display that features a 120Hz refresh rate and gets really bright at 1300 nits. Unfortunately, there's still a subtle curve to its display, which can sometimes lead to ghost touches. I think the palm rejection on this phone is good, but there's a few times where I was reaching across the phone and it would accidentally launch an app or scroll through a website. The non-Pro model has a flat display, which I'm a fan of, and I'll most likely make a video on that too once I've had some time to play with it. Now, when it comes to its performance and day-to-day usage, the 9 Pro is a beast. It's what you'd expect from a flagship device in 2021. It's really fast, the animations are really fluid, and the 120Hz refresh rate really helps speed things up. The Snapdragon 888 processor, like I've said in the last few videos, isn't slowing down anytime soon. It's one of the fastest chip available on Android as of right now, and if you're a mobile gamer, the 9 Pro is a great phone to game on due to the high touch response rate, the more refined haptic motors, plus the stereo speakers on this phone sounds great with the right amount of bass and clarity. Now, battery life over the last month has been pretty good. I'd average around 7, maybe 8 hours of screen on time, and that's just being on social media and maybe playing a game or two for half an hour every day. Obviously, with all the fast charging features, it's really hard to let this phone die. I always have access to its 50-watt wireless charger, or I can just plug it in via USB-C for a few minutes, and I'll be good for another few hours. Okay, so let's talk cameras. I've always been intrigued by new camera tech, even though we haven't really seen a huge jump in quality as of late. I still get excited when a new phone gets announced. So with that being said, the photos that you can get out of the 9 Pro are pretty stellar. OnePlus partnered up with Hasselblad to co-develop the camera sensors for this phone. So the color science is tuned by Hasselblad by using natural color calibration to give you the best looking images possible. But the only way as of right now to get those Hasselblad calibrated colors is to use the phone in Pro mode. This will give you the best images, the most natural colors, but HDR processing won't be a thing here. I've taken a few photos in Pro mode and in Auto mode, and I can totally tell a difference in color and clarity. Auto mode looks more punchy with vibrant colors and very contrasty, while the Hasselblad Pro mode is more muted and less contrasty. No matter which mode you shoot in, I really think you'll enjoy the photos out of this phone. Hopefully in the near future, OnePlus can push out an update to add the Hasselblad tuning to its auto mode, but even after the updates that's been pushed out recently, I've gotten 2 so far, there's really no signs of this happening yet. But yeah, photos in general, no matter the lighting condition, whether you're shooting low light or outside on a bright sunny day, it's pretty great on the OnePlus 9 Pro. I think it's one of my favorite phones as of right now to shoot photos with. The photo quality you can get out of this is insane for a smartphone. The video capabilities has gotten better, although for me, I still prefer how the iPhone 12 series looks, but the OnePlus 9 Pro isn't too far behind on that. And yeah, this is pretty much my 1 month later OnePlus 9 Pro experience. It's an amazing phone for its price. It's 5G ready. It has 120Hz display, great battery life with super fast charging, wired or wireless, but it will cost a pretty penny starting just under $1,100. Now, if you're already using a OnePlus 8 Pro or OnePlus 8T, I think you can skip the 9 Pro because it's a pretty incremental upgrade from those phones. But if you're on the OnePlus 8 or below, I think this is a worthy upgrade. The camera and charging upgrades are totally worth it, plus it'll last you several years before you really need to upgrade. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.